I think, definitely part of the homeless population, there are people who have bad accidents too.
Yeah.
They'll have a bad accident, they don't have great insurance, and that makes them poor.
Hmm.
They lose everything because of their
Yeah.
medical expenses. I think a lot of it is people with just burying medical bills and stuff like that, and or they get amnesia from an accident and they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I know someone in particular. I won't get totally into that story, but you know, people can lose their life like that.
Yeah. No,
Just
definitely.
one day wake up and they're in a horrific accident, or they fall off a ladder or a roof or something.
And it just stops them from living their
It
life.
stops them
And
from moving on,
yeah.
yeah, the way they should have.
Yeah. I mean,
And then they're
I've
just in
known.
that cycle.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything that major. I mean, except for maybe food and water every now and then. I'll see somebody, give them a $20 bill,
Yeah.
but you never know what's going to happen with that money. I just wish them the best. Whenever I have extra, because I haven't been living this long to where
Hmm.
I've had extra.
Hmm.
I've just recently have started making, residual income to where I could have a little bit of spending cash left over,
Yeah.
a nice
Yeah.
chunk, for myself. It's only been a couple years. So I've grown up, pretty closer to the living check to check,
Yeah.
living check to check. And you just gotta try to do your best by people.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
yeah, bless your heart. That's a great thing.
It's tough because I try to put myself in their situation
And I always
because
feel
you know.
bad because I want to give clothes away too. I got plenty of shoes I can give away and
Yeah.
hats, but I don't. Sometimes I feel weird going approaching somebody and being like, "Here,
Hmm.
take my leftovers, take my hand me downs." But then I don't know how they're gonna react to that because I have had some people where I tried to hand them food. They're like, "I don't want that." You know what I mean?
It away.
And then, you got your hustlers out there who are just, the regular poor folks who hustle every day.
Yeah.
And like there's this one time I was in New Orleans and I was in
Nolans.
the French Quarter
Yeah.
and it was busy. It was a weeknight, but it was still packed down there, French Quarter. This one gentleman walks up to me and we're in front of a convenience store and he just starts shining my shoes. Unsolicited,
Yeah.
just comes up, sprays, and I'm wearing Nikes. I didn't wear my best shoes because it's in the French Quarter, and I
Right.
know
And
it's
it
gonna be
smells like pee.
grimy and nasty
It
down
always smells
there.
like pee
So
everywhere you
I
go.
wear my low level shoes, but he
Yeah.
just comes up, squirts something on my shoes,
Yeah.
and just starts wiping them down with a rag. And I'm like, dude, like if those were a good pair of shoes, I would be pissed right now.
Yeah.
I'd be kicking you right now. You know what I'm saying? And then he says something quick like, two for the shine, one for the line, or something like that. And then he puts his hand out like this, and I'm like, dude, what do you want? And he's like, couple dollars. I just shined your shoes, and I'm like, dude, I didn't even ask you first off. So I was just like, all right, man, just because you were witty with that little line,
Yeah.
I'll go in this store, I'll buy you a bag of chips, a soda. And when we walked in there, it was kind of like how your story was. He
Yeah.
kept asking for more.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, can I get this candy bar real quick? Can you buy me a pack of Black and Miles? I was like, sure, go ahead. And then that's it. I spent about $8-9 on him, and we were out. The next day,
Hmm.
a woman, right?
Yeah.
A poor woman. She wasn't homeless. She was with her kid, too.
Yeah.
She comes up and tries to do the same thing to me. She starts approaching my shoe. We're walking around and I'm like, no, ma'am, I already heard this one. And she got offended because I said that.
Oh, yeah.
And she started cussing me up and down. I was with my wife. I was like, babe, just start walking. We're going to go. She's like, you blah, 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 cussing me all over the place. And I was like, that's great language to use in front of your kid. You know what I mean? And
I mean, it is the French Quarter.
I was just
New
walking.
Orleans.
I just kept walking, and she kept cussing me all the way till I turned the corner. But yeah, that's that was one of those experiences, and
God, you don't want to lump a lot of people in these situations like that.
nah,
Obviously that's
I
that's
don't,
a
I don't,
con,
yeah, I don't take what
you know?
that situation is and apply it to anybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody's on a base to base. They're on their own situation. There was some like little short documentary I remember watching. That it was real short. I don't even know if it's on Netflix or anything. You could probably find it, but it was just like it followed like these hustlers in New York City who aren't necessarily homeless,
Yeah.
but they pander all day
Yeah.
and they make a couple hundred a day just
Yeah.
being in prime locations. They know how to ask, they know who to ask,
And a lot of people they just donate just to or give
just to move on, just to move on,
exactly.
and they know that, and they play that game, you know.
But
so
for me, they entered a whole different game, you know.
But that's New York City. You're gonna get a lot of panderers. I mean, that's the mecca probably of pandering.
Well, here I know in Dallas, panhandling is illegal, but they really don't enforce it because this is too.
I noticed in Dallas, there's a lot more. It seems like mental illness, homeless, than your typical just poor hustler, homeless person that's aggressively asking you for things. But you know, I don't spend too much time in downtown. I just know my wife used to work in downtown, and she would have a lot of these encounters.